We get this question pretty often. What does foreclosure actually mean? Without a mortgage, you agree that your house can be used as a way to repay a loan if you can. So, for example, if you don't make payments on time, the creditor could take your house back and sell it to get some of their money back. And the foreclosure rules set out the process that a creditor has to follow, as well as rights and protections for you, the homeowner. At the end of the foreclosure process, basically your home can get repossessed, and you can potentially get evicted if you do not move. There's some key steps in the foreclosure process that you should be aware of. The first step, of course, the reason why you're in this position is because you missed some payments. So you've missed one, maybe two, and of course, the lenders do give you a grace period, but they do consider your loan in default. Now, once they consider it in default, they do send you an official notice, which is called an NOD, or notice of default. It is basically outlining, how much you owe and how much it's going to cost to cure your default. Another step in the process is the pre-foreclosure process. This is really a critical piece of the foreclosure process because you as a borrower, you have some options that you can take. You can, negotiate a loan modification. You can also arrange a repayment plan, or you simply can just sell the property at that point and move on to avoid foreclosure altogether. Shortly after that, if nothing is done, then you get a public notice, and basically they just record that with the county, and now it becomes a matter of public record. Now, once your property is sold at an auction, you basically will then have to either move out, and if you choose not to move out, the new owner, whether it's the lender or it's a new buyer investor that bought your home at the auction, will then either ask you to move. Couple options: they might offer you some cash, so cash for keys to have you move out, or secondly, they may just go and say, look, if you don't move out, we're going to put you through an eviction process and evict you to get out of the home, which then again is another ding on your credit history, and obtaining another property, even a rental, because it's going to show that you've been evicted. Talk to you guys about two types of foreclosures. One is a judicial foreclosure, which is common in California and common in states where mortgages are used, where lenders can use the court system to sue you and have you foreclose. Now, the other one is a non-judicial, where they don't need court intervention. This is common in states where deeds of trust are actually used. Now, there's some consequences for the borrower as well. For one, there's a big impact on credit, right? So you basically have a foreclosure on record, you've got missed payments on your record, and if you don't move out, you potentially have an eviction on your record. Additionally, the lenders can use what's called a deficiency judgment, which in some cases, if the sale proceeds do not cover the outstanding debt, the lender can then pursue a judgment for the remaining balance. In addition to that, you lose a ton of equity, right? So from the beginning of when you bought your home till now, you've gotten some equity, values have gone up, you've paid down your balances, and that disappears. At that point, you're better off selling your home, getting some of that equity back, fixing your credit, and being back on track to buying another house.